Peace. Yeah, this is another episode of Lito's Rants, man. I got my guy Fathers in the building with me. You know what I'm saying? We here. Before we get into the show, got to get this out the way. Shout out to DraftKings. The NFL action is in full swing at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official betting part of the NFL. We talking touchdowns, big plays, and even bigger wins. New customers can bet $5 on any NFL team to win and get 200 in free bets. That's 200. I mean, like, what's the holdup? Why you not? That's crazy to me. Like, I just don't understand. Check this out, though. In addition to winning the usual bets, everyone can boost their winnings with the DraftKings stepped up the game parlays. For instance, me today, I boosted my winnings, but I lost bets in Virginia today, and I lost bets in Louisiana. So, shout out to me.
Well, you doubled up.
Man, I was trying to get my shit off, man. I had a 12 leg. I had a 12 leg. If I'd have hit, no more podcast for me, buddy. To make things even sweeter though, you could throw down on the stepped up same game parlays once per game all season long. The code for DraftKings though, most importantly, is at the bottom right there. That's boot. That's BOOT. So man, me and my dog Five, we here because I was in the airport trying to get home today, and my boy called me, and he wanted to talk football, and I was telling him because of where I was at and what I was doing, I didn't have a stream for the game. I really like missed a lot of the game. And Five was kind of like, "Yo, man, what? I'm gonna let you tell him. I'm gonna let you tell him what you told me."
Well, listen, I appreciate you having me on Lito's Ranch.
No doubt.
I wanna set the precedent that I hadn't been a Saints fan, right? I was a Tom Brady fan with the Patriots. That was 20 years. I did that. I did my time. Time was with the Bucks, so I felt like my allegiance to the Patriots kind of got cut in half. So I'm a free agent, and I've watched the destruction of the Saints happen year after year after year, stupid thing after stupid thing. I've sometimes laughed at it because I was like, okay, it happens. It happens to the best of us. But as my attachment and affiliation of New Orleans comes closer and closer, I've come to like the Saints. Even I like the underdog, but I like the threat of this team. I was never really a Drew Brees fan, but that's neither here nor there. Today, I woke up this morning and I watched an 8 o'clock game.
Let me tell you how that's a lot of commitment, bro.
And usually I'm like, I could have told myself I just wanted to watch the football game, but I watched this game. As I was trying to prepare and get ready to go somewhere, I found myself running in and out the room to see what the next play was. I felt like there was some kind of attachment currently happening. And the drive that happened where Andy Dalton, well, no, the defense was on the field. That Andy Dalton had brought the team back with Latavius Murray, who played amazing. Chris Olave, which was balling, and the defense was playing really good. And this time of the game, really crunch time, like fourth quarter, there were 3 calls against the Saints that were just blatantly wrong. Okay. Blatantly wrong. Now, there have been no calls against the Saints, of course, the famous ones, and other times there have just been egregious calls. And today, another 3 happened again. And this time, I felt and understood why you guys feel the way you do. I was like, wow, I felt bad after this one. Like, I literally felt bad after a win. I'm like, oh my God, am I starting to like this team? The NFL, bro, whatever, Roger Goodell, whatever you got against the city of New Orleans, dog, let it go.
You feel it. You see it. So you see it.
I see it, dog.
Okay.
I'm there. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this. So I'm looking at again, I didn't see the game. I saw the missed field goal. I saw the Tyrann Mathieu pick. but I didn't really get a chance to watch the game. But the thing that stood out to me, 10 penalties for 105 yards. And the Vikings had 5 penalties for 35 yards.
To be brutally honest, the penalty should have been probably like 6-4. You know, Saintsman, Cesar Ruiz, I hate that guy. I've always hated that guy.
The guy cheeks.
Buns.
Yes.
Biscuit and
Biscuits and bras on Banks.
Yeah, that's him. That's him. Listen, this guy is atrocious. But the Saints as a team they're very undisciplined. There's a lot of penalties, especially offensively. You know, you start out half the time. You start out, you know, 1st and 15, 1st and 10, 2nd and 10, like 2nd and 15 off a penalty, and it kills you. You know, you can't find a rhythm that way. Usually, it's Cesar Ruiz that's doing it. But I think that's if you fix those small problems. But today, I think you finally found your identity. There was an identity laid. Follow the L train. Let him rock. You know what I'm saying? Let him be the lead back, and then have Mark Ingram come after him, and let Andy, you know, pick his spots. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he caught a rhythm at the end of the game. You know what Andy Dalton is, so you ain't really gotta
the red rifle. So let me ask you this, Ben. Again, somebody who didn't watch the game. I'm looking at Andy Dalton's stats. 20 completions, 28 attempts, 236 yards, a touchdown. I believe he had an interception as well. Is Andy Dalton more fit for the starting quarterback position than, say, Jameis?
Let me say this first. Who's more talented at playing the quarterback position? Jameis Winston.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the better athlete? Jameis Winston.
Sure.
Who has the better arm? Jameis Winston. Who's probably more fit for this team? It's probably Andy Dalton. Like, he gives you a more solid chance to win. Sometimes less is more. I mean, sometimes the pieces just fit that way. I'm not saying Jameis is a bad quarterback. I'm not. But I think Andy knows who he is. Jameis knows what he wants to be, and he isn't that yet. So if I'm the Saints, I probably lean towards playing Andy Dalton until Jameis is completely healthy. And hopefully then you can find some kind of rhythm. But right now, as the way they played in the second half today, if you use that as a precedent, I'm running with Andy Dalton. Hopefully I can get Michael Thomas back. Hopefully I can get Alvin Kamara back. But if you add those two, you know, if you probably ask the wide receiver room, they probably will go with Andy Dalton just because of the simple fact that they know they're going to get the ball.
Yeah. You know, let me say this. Like, again, I didn't watch this game, but like in games this season, I think the thing that like stood out to me is you got a guy, Alvin Kamara, when healthy, who is a dual threat running and receiving. But the thing they're taking away from him, but the thing they're taking away from him is they're not throwing him the ball out of the backfield. Like, Jameis isn't necessarily looking for that. I don't know. It felt like with Drew, Alvin was more of a he had more of a role in the receiving department, and I know we got a lot of receivers now, and you know before we did not. But I mean, looking at the stat sheet today, I see Latavius Murray, who like just literally walked in off the street. Latavius had 11 carries, 57 yards, and a touchdown, and I see Mark Ingram had 10 carries for 30 yards, and I'm wondering why Latavius is. If I'm calling this right, Latavius is averaging 5.1 yards a carry. Why wouldn't he get more touches? I mean, why did he only get one more touch than Mark?
I mean, money play a big part in this. You know what I'm saying? Like, Latavius is coming off the practice squad, right? And Mark probably knows more of the install. I'm not saying that Latavius don't, because it's probably the same offense when Sean was here. But you kind of gave credence to probably Mark because he's there and he knows pretty much all of what they do. But if you asking me now, like after this week, he getting all first team reps. He getting them all. Like he gets it's them two until AK come back, and when AK comes back, it's L Train and AK. and then you can sprinkle Mark in as you need and see fit. I think that's your running back room at this point, because you need that change of pace, and Mark doesn't have that quick burst that he probably once did have, right? And Latavius is getting through that, and that's what you need, And I think Andy Dalton would probably be better suited to give AK those drop passes, those screen passes. Not saying that Jameis couldn't do it, but that's not Jameis's forte.
Okay, let me ask you this question. I know you said you're not necessarily you kind of coming in the Saints fandom. You still a free agent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't go to Tampa with Tom. You didn't stay in New England with Mac. Shout out to New England giving Green Bay a hell of a game today, though. That was man, that was disappointing. But do you believe that Jameis can be the quarterback of the future? Do you believe that he is a guy that is the heir to the throne for real, or is he just holding place for whoever's next?
I'll be honest and say he's a placeholder. I'll be honest. I don't know if at this point you really know that, and I think that his contract kind of dictates that, right? They didn't give him a long extension pause. There was no way way for me to say that. There was no way for me to say that.
Hey. this is Saints Brexit, so you know what I'm saying?
So listen, I don't see any other way that you can see this, coming off an injury, now having another injury. I think the Saints did themselves justice, especially by paying a lot of people, especially on defense, to try to shore up things. Hell, they had to let a couple guys go that they probably want back, right? Especially on that defense.
They look like they could definitely use Teron Armstead back.
And it's so crazy. It seems like a lot of those guys that were here and left probably wanted to stay.
Yeah.
And usually you don't see that with, small market teams. And
yeah. And see, that's just to bring this thing like full circle. Like that's my vision for the Pelicans as well, because at a point when you winning, people don't care about what the market is. When you winning, like you could be playing in Timbuktu, like motherfuckers is gonna want to come play where you create that environment. And I think the thing with the Saints is, while we asking ourselves, is Jameis the quarterback? I think we gotta look a little deeper and say, is Dennis Allen really the best fit as head coach? Because I mean, you look at the sloppiness, the fumbles, the penalties.
Talk to him.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen a lot of people on the timeline, you know what I'm saying, just saying when he got the job, Sean was holding us back and this and that and a third. But I mean, you saw how Jameis looked last year under Sean prior to the injury. Like, he was efficient as hell. He was leading the league in efficiency at one point. He was I think 18 touchdowns and 3 interceptions or something like that, or 15-3. Is Dennis Allen the coach of the future going forward? Like, I ain't gonna hold us up too long, but what you think?
I'm not gonna say you gotta have to give him a chance, right?
Sure.
In this sense, right? I think that he provides a certain energy to this team that is necessary. I think he understands it. But I don't know if it's like when you young and you play, say you play like JV or something as like a freshman or something like that, and you got the assistant coach as your coach, like as your main coach,
right?
At that time on the JV team, so you allowed to do whatever you want when he right there. Like you can do whatever, you got freedom.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get with the varsity, you gotta play a little bit different because the big dog there. Yeah. Now that the big dog gone, and the assistant coach becomes like the man, and he try to like get on you, you like, no, you don't do that. You let me rock out how I want to rock out, remember?
Yeah.
So it's a different kind of mentality. So I thought Me personally, I probably would have brought somebody in, somebody different from the outside to try to, you know, start something different. But I understand why they did what they did. But, you know, offensively, I'm gonna be honest. I think that's the real issue. That's the real issue.
Well, that's the thing. If Pete Carmichael is calling the plays, it ain't really DA on the offensive side of it. If Pete, who was been with Sean, you know what I'm saying, this whole time, if he's calling the plays, like, what is the difference? Or is the difference just Sean?
I think it's a little bit of both. Like, you got it. Sean being the head coach and offensive coordinator, offensive, you know, guru.
Sure.
That holds a lot of weight. So the offense has to be pristine because it is his. Dennis, on the other hand, his baby is the defense. That's what he worry about. They strapping up everything. He not supposed to really worry about, but like stronghold on it. That's not his forte. That should fall on Pete Carmichael, but you can't have the offense starting off slow after game after game after game, and you continue to do it. Something has to happen. Something has to change. Something has to provoke change, and we have yet to see that.
All right, so let me ask you this: we're gonna end it right here. Saints' next opponent are the Seattle Seahawks. Who, I mean, you got Geno Smith at quarterback. You got, you know, a couple good running backs, and I cannot think of Rashad Penny, and DK. You got Doug Baldwin, and they put up 48 points on the Lions. That they're not saying the Lions is the benchmark of great defense, but they're a team that play hard. So going in the next week, will the Saints finally get off the losing streak?
Where that game played at?
That game is played here. It's played at home.
It's a 60-40 chance at this point. Like, I'm not giving it great odds. I mean, it could rise if you bring back.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I say it could rise if Michael Thomas and AK come back, but if not, it's a toss up because you really don't know who this team is. Like, you know, they're inconsistent. You know that they want to start late. Not like, you know, certain things have to happen for this team to win.
Right.
So I don't know who I'm looking at when I watch.
Man, listen, that's all we got. Like, we ain't gonna hold y'all. We just trying to keep it under 10, but we have some good football talks. Listen, man, if you in the comments, scream at us. Let us know what you think the Saints need to do. Let us know what you think. If Jameis is the quarterback of the future, should we roll Andy Dalton? Like, how you feel about the job Dennis Allen is doing? Do we just need to blow the whole thing up? Like, talk to us, man. Like, subscribe, comment. As always, it's my dog Five. You go see everywhere I go, Five be with me. I don't even know why I even have to introduce my dog. Like, he's here with me. You know what I'm saying? Me. Yeah, he don't need no introduction to shit. I was in Virginia this weekend, man. I thought I seen Five. You know what I'm saying? I thought I seen my guy, man. That's all I got, man. Five, you want to tell them where they can find you at, bro?
Man, you know where to find me. I'm on Twitter. Holla at the boy Conrad Reed 5 with a K. You know, I'll be your Boo Crew. You know, I'm putting out videos with Boo Crew. We with the media sessions.
Certified. Hold on. Certified member of the Media 5. Don't tangle or twist it.
Don't tangle or twist it. You know, we gonna ask some hard hitting questions. Not just with basketball, outside of basketball. We'll talk about it all.
No doubt, man. You know where to find me, man. You know where to find me. I'm on Twitter. I'm on IG. Finally got the IG up. Same name. I'm out there putting content out on all platforms, man. So get at us, man. We out here. Shout out to DraftKings. Shout out to Boo Crew. Shout out to everybody else. That's all we got. I feel like